So, Masters, welcome everyone, and I'm so glad that you all are here. And we have walked quite a journey together through the pages of this insightful book, which has given us so many teachings and learnings. This amazing, beautiful book, Dying to Be Me by Anita Moorjani, is a powerful book. And today we have come to the last session of this beautiful book. So let's start with the powerful learnings which we have in today's session. And first we talk about the powerful realization which Anita had in the other realm about the past lives. So while Anita, she was in the astral realm, she got awareness of all her past lives. She could see all her past lives very clearly. And she told that in one of her past lives, she had a younger brother. And she saw that the younger brother she had in one of the past life, he was the same as she had in this current lifetime, which is Anoop. It was just that the roles had reversed. It was just that in the previous lifetime, Anita's brother, he was younger to Anita, and so Anita, as being the elder sibling, she took care of Anoop, she guided Anoop, she loved him. And in the current lifetime, Anita became the younger sibling, and Anoop, being the elder brother, he showered the same love, the same devotion to Anita. So, with this experience, Anita realized that the roles that we play, the roles that we play across lifetimes, they are not fixed, they are ever changing. So let's understand what does it means when we say that the roles that we play across lifetimes, they are not fixed, but they change across lifetimes. Say for example, you are a son or a daughter to your parents, but in any other lifetime, you might have been their parent or a grandparent or a sibling or their child or even a best friend. So the roles that we play in each lifetime, they change, just like actors, who play different characters in different movies. In the similar manner, the soul, it also plays different roles in different lifetimes. But, there's one thing that remains constant across lifetimes. There's one thing that doesn't changes, which is the bond of love, which is the connection of love. Love is the only constant thing that remains constant across lifetime. And it is through this bond of love that the soul recognizes all of its spouses, parents, children, siblings, friends, which the soul had in all the lifetimes, through this bond of love, through this essence of love. So, the roles, they shift, the dynamics, they change. But what remains constant is the bond of love. For bond of love is eternal. And even when the loved ones, they leave the earthly plane, still the connection remains with the loved ones. How? Because the love they have for us and the love we have for them, that never changes, that remains. And it is this bond of love that makes the connection with our loved ones eternal. So this reveals a deeper truth, that we aren't the roles that we play, but we are the love that flows through them. Because love, it knows no boundaries, it knows no limits of time, space, distance. Love knows no boundaries, not even of death. So through Anita, we learned that, no matter what role we are playing in our lives, it's best not to get attached with the roles that we play, but play our part well. Whatever role we have been assigned to play in this lifetime, we need to do our best in that, for we know that whatever role we have taken in this lifetime, it is for our own growth, for our own learning, and by doing our best, we would be able to move onward in our soul journey, and this is how we will be able to evolve further. So this was Anita's teaching about the roles we play in the lifetime. It is not fixed, but it is ever changing. And what remains constant is the bond of love. So now let's understand about the next concept, which is about time. In this earthly realm, we think that time is something which moves in a chronological manner, that it moves in a sequential manner, that we have past, then we have present, and then we have future. So in the earthly realm, we see everything moving in a sequential manner. But in reality, time doesn't works in a sequential manner. It doesn't flows in a chronological manner. And why is that on the earthly realm we perceive time as past, present, or future? This is because in this earthly realm we use our brain, and our brain can only process time linearly. That is, it can only focus on one thing at a time. So it captures one moment, then it captures the other moment, and then the next. And so in this way, it strings all the moments together and it creates what we call as a timeline. And so in this way, what we have already seen, heard, felt, perceived, it becomes the past. What we are sensing now, it becomes our present. And what we have already perceived and what we will be perceiving, then it becomes a future. So let's understand this concept with the help of an example. So let's say you're watching television, and in that television you have multiple channels. Say the television is playing channel 1 to 20, and you choose to watch channel number 5. So now since you have picked channel number 5, so channel number 5, it becomes your current reality. It doesn't mean that the other channels are not being played. They're also being played simultaneously. But since you have chosen channel number 5, you have chosen to put your energy, attention, and focus only on channel number 5. So that is how channel number 5 becomes your current reality and your present moment. So this clearly shows that wherever you put your attention and energy, it becomes your current life. And because we live on this earthly plane, where we depend heavily on our 5 senses, which have limitations, so we experience time as something as which moves in a straight line. Even though time is not moving in the straight line, it is just because of the limitations of our senses on this earthly plane, we perceive time in this way. So, this helps us to understand that time is something our mind it uses to organize things so that it can make a sense of what is happening. But the soul, we have a soul, the soul doesn't follow any timeline. For the soul, there is no past or future. For the soul, all of the time it unfolds simultaneously. And that is how in the higher dimensions, that is how in the astral realms, or even when we enter the deep states of meditation, we are able to access past lives. We are able to have glimpses of our future self. How? Because in that state, we have tuned our frequency, which has the capability to access all of these things. And this explains why in the astral realm, Anita, where she was no longer limited by the consciousness of her body, mind, intellect, or her physical senses, that is how all of the moments they were shown to her simultaneously. She got access to all her past lives simultaneously. And that is how she also could get glimpse of her future self. That is how she could also meet her father and her best friend Sony, who had already left the physical realm many years prior. So, it is like standing at the top of the mountain and you're able to see the entire road. So, you're able to have a view of the entire road, where the car was, where it is now, and where it is going. So, you're able to see everything in one single unified view. So you're able to see everything not in moments, but in wholeness, in entirety. And that is why when we meditate, we are able to connect with our own selves. And when we make this connection, then we lose sense of time because we transcend time. And this also explains another beautiful thing. This explains why Anita's healing, it happened instantly. When Anita, she was in the astral realm, in the expanded realm, she was beyond all limitations. And she experienced herself as whole, as radiant. She experienced herself as she was already healed. So, what she experienced and what she thought in the astral realm, it got manifested instantly in the physical plane. So, that is how Anita, who was suffering from end-stage lymphoma. All the bodily organs had shut down. Her respiratory system, her digestive system, her kidneys, lungs, they had stopped functioning. There was so much fluid in her brain, in her liver, to an extent that she had started choking in her own liquid. Her limbs had, they had lost all of its strength, that she was confined to a wheelchair. Her body had reduced to almost skeleton. There was no flesh whatsoever. She had skin lesions so deep, so wide, which could only be healed by a reconstructive surgeon. A surgery was to, she was to have a surgery because that was the only way that the lesions could be stitched up and closed. But what happened? That Anita, she not only got cured of everything, that not only all her bodily organs, they restored functionality, the lesions, they also got healed automatically. And most significant, she came back from death. Anita came back from death because she saw herself in the astral realm, that she was a vibrant, she was radiant, and she was already healed. And that is how she had this miraculous experience on the earthly realm. So, Anita, she taught us in this way that when we connect with ourselves, the self which is pure, the self which is beyond all the limitations, all limitations of body, mind, senses, then the healing happens. Then we hold on to that wisdom, we hold on to that light. So when we align with the truth in ourselves, then miracles, they are just not possible, but miracles, they then become natural in our life. So, masters, in this way, Anita taught us that time, it doesn't move in a sequential manner, but time unfolds all at once, for there is no past, there is no future. So, I would like to ask if you would like to ask any question or any doubts you would like to clarify, and then we move forward. You can raise your hands. Okay, then let's go forward. So, the other teaching that Anita, she told that nothing is random in life, that everything is connected. This was one of the most powerful realization that Anita had in the astral realm, the realization that all the beings, that every creature in this universe is connected. How? Because every speck in this universe is made of energy. So the energy that runs in you, the energy that runs in me, and in all the other beings, in all the creation of this universe, it is all made of energy, and it is this energy that binds us all together. So Anita said that in the other realm, she saw herself as a thread. She saw herself as a thread in a big, beautiful blanket, where each thread, it played a vital role in adding to the beauty, in adding to the design, and in adding to the strength of that blanket. Just like the blanket is made of hundreds and hundreds of threads. So Anita saw that she was also like one thread in that beautiful blanket. So in the similar manner, she said that our lives, it is also made and shaped by all the people we meet and by all the experiences that we go through. So each moment, each person, and each experience that Anita had, it was contributing, it was playing the role of that one thread. And she saw that even the boy, even the boy named Billy, who used to so much trouble Anita in the school, who used to bully so much Anita in the school. He used to give her a hard time, make her feel unworthy, make her feel small. Anita saw that even Billy, he played a role of that thread in that beautiful blanket. So all the fear that had consumed Anita, since childhood, Anita had been consumed by fear. She led a fearful life. So Anita saw that that fear also had to come in her life just the way it did. Because had there been no fear in her life, Anita wouldn't have got cancer. Had there been no cancer in her life, Anita wouldn't have had a near-death experience. Without it, she wouldn't have slipped into coma. She wouldn't have had an experience of the other side. She wouldn't have met her father and her best friend Sony in the astral realm. She wouldn't have got a direct experience of what the astral world is like, of the tremendous amount of wisdom she brought with herself, the insights, the teachings she got with herself. Nothing would have been possible. She wouldn't have got healed of cancer. She wouldn't have got back from death. And most significant of all, she wouldn't have discovered her life purpose. So everything she saw, that everything that took place in her life, all the experiences, whether happy ones, whether the ones that gave her pain, they had to happen in just the way they happened. They just contributed towards making Anita's life much, much beautiful. Why? Because what Anita, she experienced in the astral realm, she saw that she is the beacon of healing. She has become an instrument of light, of healing for hundreds and thousands of people. So she saw herself that she is being an instrument for providing hope, for providing guidance to hundreds and thousands of people. And this was Anita, she hadn't even imagined that she would be doing something like this. Because before her illness, Anita was doing a job. She was happy. She was content with her job, as all the people they are. And there was no reason for her to question deeper into life. There was no reason for her to question about the existential questions. For life was going as it was meant to. She was doing a 9 to 5 job, was content with it. But when the illness happened, when the cancer happened, and what followed, it led to something which Anita had not even imagined, not even in her dreams. So, Anita's story, it teaches us something profound, that nothing in this life is random, that nothing happens by chance, nothing happens by accident. For each moment, for each person that we meet in this life, whether that person gives us joy, whether that person gives us pain, that every experience we go through, whether it is a challenging one or a joyful one, it is meant to happen just the way it is happening. So, with this experience, we now understand that all the struggles and all the challenges we might be facing, they're just bound to happen just the way they are, for there is meaning in it, that there is no pain in vain. There's no pain that happens that goes in vain. Why? Because it is contributing towards making us a better version of ourselves. It is contributing towards bringing the best out of us. And one day, when we look back, when we see our life, when we reflect upon life, then we would be grateful. We would be thankful for all the challenging situations, for all the circumstances that came into our life, because we will see ourselves that we have become, because of everything that happened in our life, we have so much evolved in our journey. We have become so much more courageous, so much more powerful, and we have got so much of wisdom to understand things in a way which would not have been possible had those experiences, had those people, had those situations not come into our life. So this gives us a satisfaction, this gives us a respite, that in this moment, whatever is happening to us, good, bad, we just need to accept it, we just need to embrace it, and we need to do our best in this moment. So now we come to the next learning that Anita gave us, which is Anita gave us this learning about the power of self-responsibility. And Anita realized that, in her life, she had betrayed herself so much that she always said yes when she meant to say no. She always suppressed her feelings. She always suppressed her creativity, her intelligence, just to fit in. That how much she had betrayed herself in pleasing others. And she had silenced her own voice. She had silenced her own truth, which was always coming to her, that you need to speak up for yourself, that you don't need to please others, you just need to be you. She, used to silence and suppress that voice. And what happened as a result? That there used to be an inner conflict within her all the time, where her heart wanted something, but her actions were completely in contrast to what her heart used to say. And, truthfully, we also might be doing the same. We might also have a dream. We might also have a passion, a calling within us. But the fear that what others might say, that what if we are misunderstood by others, that what if it makes others unhappy, this fear, it keeps us from following our heart, from following our calling. And the more we suppress ourselves, the more we suppress that voice which wants to be heard, we just distance ourselves from our own self. So, the chase of being a good wife, the chase of being the ideal parent, the perfect employee who says yes to everything, even when he means no. We want to be that perfect husband who always gives a brave front, who shies away from showing tears, from showing his vulnerable side. thinking that what the world would say, that the man is showing tears, that the man isn't being brave enough. So these all fears, they don't let us express ourselves, to express our emotions. And the more we suppress our emotions within us, the more it then comes out in the form of fear, anger, guilt, shame, resentment. So Anita, she also learned, in this way, that in this chase of people pleasing, in this chase of meeting expectations of others, she was the one who forsaked herself. She forsaked herself. She forsaked her own happiness. And then when we also do this, when we please others, when we do what everyone wants us to do, then we cannot put the blame on others. We cannot say that, oh, you wanted me to do this, or the society expected this, you know, from me. We cannot put the blame on others. If we are unhappy, then later. Why? Because we are responsible for the choices that we make. So we need to have that strength within us for following our heart, for following the voice that guides us. For if we do not stand up for ourselves, then nobody else will. And this is called as self-responsibility. And self-responsibility, it doesn't mean being selfish. Self-responsibility means being honest with yourself. Self-responsibility means that your actions are aligned with your heart. And the beautiful part is that once you start following your heart, once you start listening to your heart, then you not only heal yourself, but you also heal others. For you give others the silent inspiration to listen to their own heart as well, or you silently encourage and give others also the courage to start listening to their own self. So, self-responsibility is such a powerful trait which helps in healing yourself, which helps also in healing others. So, Anita taught us that be you, that you just need to be you, and the world will adjust. Isn't it a beautiful teaching that be you and the world will adjust? You don't need to adjust according to the world. You just need to be you, and automatically the world will adjust so that you can be you. And then we come to the next teaching, which is a beautiful teaching of being versus doing. So let's understand what it means to be working from a place of being and what it means to be working from a place of doing. So let's start with understanding what it means to be in a doing mode. So, we have been conditioned since childhood that we always need to be in a doing mode. That is, we should be engaged in something or the other. We should be productive in our work. We should be focused on achieving certain accomplishments, certain achievements. So the world teaches us do something, do something. And we push ourselves chasing degrees, we push ourselves chasing recognition, wealth, promotions, because the world, the noise around us is so loud and intense, which wants us to be engaged in something or the other, which wants us that at each moment of our life we should be doing something, we should be occupied with something or the other. And in this relentless pursuit, we even forget asking ourselves that whatever we are doing, do we even like doing it? Do we even feel happiness or peace from inside when we are doing this? We even forget to take a pause and reflect upon it because we are running so fast. We are running so fast in chasing everything that even when we think of taking this pause to reflect upon, even that brings a sense of guilt that you just don't need to take a pause also, but you just need to keep running, running, running. It doesn't matter where you're going, which direction you're going, where you have to reach, but you just keep running and chasing everything. So this creates a constant sense of doing, which creates so much of restlessness and so much of dissatisfaction from inside. And when we are in the doing mode, then we do not sense this restlessness. We don't sense that dissatisfaction in the start, but slowly and gradually, when we chase one goal, we stop feeling happy about it. Why? Because the next goal is already looming in front of us. And so instead of feeling happy with what we have achieved, instead of feeling content that we worked so hard for it and achieving this, this all of a sudden becomes worthless. And the next goal or eyes and focus then comes to the next goal. And when we achieve this, again, it becomes worthless. And in this way, we get to be stuck in the vicious cycle of chasing, and we forget that the inner peace, the contentment, that happiness is nowhere to be found in this chasing business. In this practice of chasing, we end up nowhere. And then, there are societal norms which get embedded into our system so deeply. The society judges us by how we look. The society judges us by how much we have, and what kind of house we are living in, what kind of a car we are driving. And then, not to forget the social media. Now, social media in place, we are judged by the number of followers we have, by the number of likes we have on our post. So, this drags us to constantly be in a doing mode, and in this mode, you just forget that what you're doing, why did you even started it at the first place? And the more we chase, the more we get entangled in this never ending loop, never finding that happiness, never finding that true fulfillment. And so, in this way, the inner peace, the contentment, it takes a backseat. And with time, this relentless pursuit, it leads to anxiety, it leads to burnout, and it leads to the feeling of being trapped in a cycle, a vicious cycle of always achieving and accomplish. So, this is what is when you operate from a place of doing. Now, let's understand what it means when you operate from a place of being. So, being doesn't mean that you don't do anything, but being means that you are completely aware of what you're doing, that you are completely in the present moment when you are doing, that you are aware of your emotions, that you are aware of your feelings when you do anything. So, whenever anything is being done, by embracing your emotions, by embracing your feelings, by being aware of this present moment, that becomes the being mode. So, while doing is more future focused, in doing, you are here, you want to reach there. So you from here till reaching there, you do something, and then when you reach here, again you want to then chase something else. So this is the doing mode. But in the being mode, you are completely aware. You are, you don't want to be from here to there. You just want to do something because you feel joy from inside. You feel contentment. You feel satisfied from inside. And when you do anything from being aware, from embracing yourself, then you completely get immersed into it, that the happiness and the joy you get from it is unmatched. And so being mode is embracing your authenticity. Being mode is embracing who you truly are, than mindlessly, chasing mindlessly a list of achievements one after the other. Let's take an example. For example, if you like singing, then instead of worrying what people will say that you don't sing well, or you go out of sync, you go out of tune, but you just sing. Why? Because you like to sing. You sing because for the love of it. You sing because your heart rejoices when you sing. And then when you perform from this state, then you're not performing, you are being. So in the being mode, there is space, there is ease in it, that you naturally flow in the moment. So we need to ask ourselves that when we do something, are we doing it from being in a doing mode, or are we doing it from a being mode? So how do you know if your actions stem from a being mode or if your actions stem from a doing mode? We can know this by looking at the emotions behind it. So what is that emotion that is driving you? Is it passion? Is it the love for it? Or is it fear? For if it is fear, then you know that you are in a doing mode. But if it is love or passion, then you are in the being mode. So let's know right now that what it is that makes you that brings you in the being mode. So let's take a moment, let's close our eyes, everyone. We take a soft, deep breath and we ask ourselves, let's know right now, what is that activity? What is it that gives me joy? So let us ask ourselves that what is it that truly gives me joy? What is it that my heart rejoices when I do that thing? What is it that my soul rejoices? What is it that my heart longs to do? Whatever comes up, honor it. Don't judge it. For it is in this space where you will know your true self. It is in this space where you will be healed. Just be aware of whatever comes up. Gently opening your eyes and being aware of whatever came is your calling, for it wants to be pursued by you. So, Masters, with this, we come to the end of sharing of this beautiful book, Dying to Be Me. And Dying to Be Me is more than a personal story of Anita Moorjani, is more than just her story from dying to healing. As the powerful title of this book suggests, Dying to Be Me, this book is a reminder to be true to ourselves. This book is a reminder to embrace our uniqueness, to be authentic, and to enjoy ourselves, and to not take life, to not take ourselves so seriously. And Anita Moorjani, she has also written a lot of other books apart from Dying to Be Me. And one of her other famous book is What If This Is Heaven? And it is also a very beautiful book. And as the name suggests, what if this is heaven? In this book, Anita, she talks about that heaven is not a place somewhere that we go after we die, but heaven is a state of being which can be accessed right here in this very moment. And, whenever you read this book, or for that matter, any other book. Don't read any book just with your eyes, but read a book with your heart. Let the truth in the book touch your heart. Let it touch you. Let it stir your soul. Let it shaken you and let it awaken something deep in you. And then you will see that there is a shift in how you see yourself, and there is a shift in how you see the world. So, Anita now, she has been living in the United States for many years now. And Anita now lives in the United States in the West Coast with her husband Danny. And Anita, she is giving lectures, she gives talks, holds retreats, seminars, and she helps people, she inspires people to awaken to their own truth. So Anita, she has become a beacon of light. She has become a beacon of healing and inspiring hundreds and thousands of people. So with this message, let's celebrate ourselves just as we are right here, right now. And what is the better way to celebrate than through a little music? So let's end this session with the classic song Enjoy Yourself by Doris Day. Are you ready to sing, masters? So, you can sing, you can dance, clap, click, whatever makes your heart rejoice. And let me share the lyrics with you all. Okay, so are you able to see the lyrics, masters? Just give me a thumbs up if you're able to see the lyrics of the song that I just posted. Okay, you're able to see the lyrics. Okay, so let's get singing. You can turn on your cameras. Let me see the beautiful faces, all of you, and let's sing. Switch on your cameras, masters. This book is dying to be me. So we just embrace ourselves and we love ourselves and let's connect ourselves with each other face to face. Okay, so here goes the song and please feel free to join. Would love to have you join, clap, click, dance, whatever you feel like. So the song is Enjoy Yourself. You work and work for years and years, you're always on the go. You never take a minute off, too busy making dough. Someday you'll say you'll have your fun when you're a millionaire. Imagine all the fun you'll have in your old rocking chair. Enjoy yourself, it's later than you think. Enjoy yourself while you're still in the pink. The years go by as quickly as a wink. Enjoy yourself, it's later than you think. You're gonna take that ocean trip no matter come what may. You've got your reservations, but you just can't get away. Next year for sure you'll see the world, you'll really get around. But how far can you travel when you're 6 feet underground? Enjoy yourself, it's later than you think. Enjoy yourself while you're still in the pink. The years go by as quickly as a wink. Enjoy yourself, It's later than you think. You worry when the weather's cold. You worry when it's hot. You worry when you're doing well. You worry when you're not. It's worry, worry all the time. You don't know how to love. They'll think of something funny when they write your epitaph. Enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Enjoy yourself while you're still in the pink. The years go by as quickly as a wink. Enjoy yourself, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. So, Masters, with this, we come to an end of this book session. And thank you so much for being here, for showing up. You know, these sessions wouldn't have been just possible without your stories, without your reflections, without your courage to open up and share. And that is the beauty of these sessions, that we just don't learn from the teachings of the book, that we also learn from each other. So, Masters, would anyone like to share anything, ask a question? Please feel free to unmute yourself and go ahead.
Thank you, Ruchi ma'am. Just want to share my gratitude and gratitude, gratefulness to you for sharing this lovely wisdom, and it was really a profound experience. And the way you shared, summarizing everything at the end of the sessions, it was really great. I mean, truly grateful, and it was lovely. Thank you so much. And the song you sang so beautifully. I was just trying to copy paste that, but it's difficult. But if you can just uh, take a take that and then paste it in the meditation group, that will be great. The lyrics itself are so good.
Sure, we can do that, Anuji.
Sure.
Thank you for your
Thank you, Ruchi
sharing.
ma'am. We're looking forward for your next book reading session.
Let's see when that happens.
Yes, we are uh, we are hopeful that it will happen soon.
Okay, great.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am. Thank you, Ruchi.
Yes, would anyone else like to share anything, Masters? Yes, Swarnaji, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Ruchiji. Beautiful wisdom sharing. You know, I loved the way you explained today about taking responsibility and doing versus being. So much of deep wisdom, and you gave a very good clarity with ease and with simple sentences. It looks so obvious, right? Doing versus being. So before meditation, before we have the wisdom, we would always do and get exhausted and do for others or do unnecessary things, no clarity. But now we know what we need to do and how we need to do and what is our priority and clarity. So that becomes a being. Be with ourselves, be with the um, our own breath, be in awareness, all those things. So beautiful. Without this meditation or without awareness, we won't do anything. It's just like dummy, I feel. And we were like that before coming to meditation, especially me. So, yeah, thank you so much. And taking responsibility also, so beautiful. So, we need to question what is that responsibility, right? What is the one thing that we can take responsible of is our thoughts, because everything is our thoughts. So if we are responsible taking a right thought, I think that takes care of everything, because right thought creates right experiences or reality, right? With that thought we do things, we do karmas with the thought. Change the thought, change the karma. So it's so beautiful. Today morning I was contemplating and listening to unified lectures, and I was looking at deep into karmas, how and connecting back to you create your own reality. And thought is the main thing in that sentence. So, thought and karma and the experience or results. So beautiful it came out, and you brought up this wisdom, and I could connect beautifully. So, responsible to take the divine thoughts, love, compassion, empathy. From there, if we act, we don't have any pain. So, yeah. And also there was some experience was like, always if you don't like someone and if you do something for them, you always have a pain in your heart. It's like, why I want to do it, but pain comes in because our thoughts are not aligned. We are just doing it, but not being. You have to be being, yes, you are doing out of your empathy, from love. Doesn't matter if that person is hurtful or what. You should understand that he did what he did out of mm, not aware or not intention. They don't know. Maybe they are not in the meditation field, or they don't have this wisdom, right? So people do those things only. What else we expect? So, but with our love, compassion, we can change them, or at least change ourselves. If we don't do, then we always have a pain. So that also made me realize from your session, oh, I was doing from that thought. So I changed, and immediately my pain gone away. So thank you so much, Ruchi ji. I didn't realize it's your last session, but I took fully everything that you said. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Swarnaji. You got all the teachings. You not only spoke about all the teachings, but then you also spoke about how you have integrated everything into your own life and how you are now, your action is stemming out from all the teachings. So wonderful. It's wonderful, Swarnaji. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Lakshmi ji, Mridula ji.
Hi, Ruchi. I can't believe the book is over.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so much to think about. Sometimes we forget that with all the emotions, with all the stuff, with all the hard things, with all the good things, with all the beautiful things, with all the not so beautiful things, we don't know another life but this. And I feel like, I was just thinking yesterday, all my youth, my focus was not directed at where I wish it would have been, but there's no regret because what I did, brought me here. But if I were to go back, I would have said to myself not to worry so much, not to focus on that so much. I was so focused on, for example, as women we are, I'm just saying, because many of us, we focus on our looks, we focus on physical. And then when I look back at my pictures, I think, oh my gosh, I wish I looked like that again, because, or we focus on things like, what if we did it this way? I don't know. I don't know if we should focus, like she said, this seeing earth as heaven is a state of mind. Our state of mind changes from our youth to, 30s to 40s to 50s, 60s. And then at my age, at 61 now, it becomes a little more urgent to do more things because, regardless, our human lifespan is not so much anymore for me. I don't have when I had in the 20s 40 years to look forward to. And actually, when we're in our 20s, we don't even think that, we just think of the moment. We don't think that we don't even think about the future. I mean, all of us can look back and remember. What do we think? We just think about today, what's happening today or tomorrow, and that's it. But I don't know. I'm just, I think because she experienced near death and saw everything as a whole, she realized the value of being a human being. I was sharing with Chandra about this. I did a past life, and one of them was where I didn't have a form. I was part of the entirety of the creation, all the universes. I was part of everything, and I could feel everything. I could feel the planets, I could feel humans, I could feel the ants. But being in the human part, it felt lonely to be like that. I wasn't part of God, but I was part of everything. And I was like that for millennia, like trillions of years. I existed like that, apparently. So it wasn't like my past life was rebirths here. I haven't even reached the earth yet. So, I mean, if that was, I do believe that experience. And I was feeling lonely in that experience, but I was feeling lonely because I'm a human being and I have the emotion of loneliness. But in that state, probably I was bliss. I don't know. So, and so we get all these emotions, right? We feel lonely, we feel sad, we feel love. But I think they need to be cherished because no other form that we know of right now that we get these. And what's so really brilliant about our senses too, we can appreciate this planet. We can see the colors because our brains take the particles and emit colors and receive the color. Like, the nice tree background that you have behind you is green. We can appreciate that, and we can see each other and we can appreciate all the different creatures and beings on this planet. So anyway, I went off a little bit, but it just reminded me of, the whole creation in itself. And she tells us that in the, that we need to appreciate what we have right now. Even in the sadness, there's beauty, even because the sadness is coming from appreciating something, of even the longing has beauty. Because where else can we long for somebody? Where else can we feel sad about somebody not being there? Where else can we love somebody? Where else can we touch somebody? All of this is, created for us. So I don't know why I was just thinking that yesterday and then you brought all this up today. So I thought I would share.
Wow, you shared amazing things, Mridalaji. You shared so much of your life's experiences, and this is how also we learn from you. We learn from each master in the session. And, as you mentioned about sharing, about experiencing loneliness, about experiencing so many other emotions. So, yes, as you rightly mentioned, that it's only on this earthly plane that we experience these emotions, because this physical plane is a world of duality. Only when we experience sadness, then we will be able to cherish happiness. Only when we experience loneliness, then we will be able to cherish being with others. And the physical plane teaches us that you need to experience the polarities, you need to experience the dualities, and then once you have experienced all the dualities of the physical realm, you need to go beyond them. You need to go beyond happiness, sadness, you need to go beyond the loneliness and being with and being in togetherness. And when we reach that state, transcending all the emotions, transcending all the senses, all emotions, all feelings, where we will experience then that all the emotions they just come and go without even touching upon us. So
Yes, Ruchi. And I think if I was in that state for trillions of years of a being of no form, I must have chosen to come here to experience this
absolutely,
purposefully,
absolutely. Yeah.
That's what, even though I'm thinking, gosh, that feels lonely, but I came here to experience that lonely. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I was part of everything,
Yeah.
but somehow I chose to come here. So that made me, I still have to do more. I was doing them with this person, and the thing is, I haven't reached Earth yet. The other two were also, I mean, that one was like no form, but the other two were on other planets. So I haven't even reached, but I think because the third one was so clear that I know that there's no emotion in that state. Even though I don't have physical eyes, I have perception to see somehow. Like I could visualize all the planets, even though I didn't have physical eyes. I could see their energy, but I was bigger than that. I was bigger than even our sun. I was bigger than the entire, I filled everything. I don't even know how to explain. There are no words.
Right.
But I chose this. I'm here now. So that made me think that there must be the plan of, I used to think, is there something I'm supposed to do? But I think I just came to exist and feel the emotions and the senses. Honestly, that's my inner truth, I feel.
Yes. And what is more a blessing, when you live with that awareness that, you know why you came into this physical plane and what you need to be doing. This is such a great blessing, which not everyone has.
Yeah, I mean, I used to think I had to do something, like I had to have a purpose, like, you know, do certain job or do certain
Yeah,
things. But now I feel like just existing
correct.
is as beautiful as can be, because as we exist, we have all these feelings and emotions and senses and experiences, and learn. And that's it. I mean, people always, for many years, I think 20, 25 years, we're all asking, what is my purpose? What do I
Mm,
need to do? Basically, we need to do nothing. We can just experience, you know what I mean? If we choose
yes.
to do something, if we choose to
Mm,
go to school, the societies have set us up like that. That's
mm,
gonna that's gonna be automatic.
correct.
But regardless of if we do it or don't do it,
Mm,
existence is it.
yes.
And is that enough? Yes, it's so beautiful. We're on this spaceship of a planet circulating around the sun. We celebrate every birthday because every birthday, there's no meteor that comes and hits us. Anything can happen. We're circling with other planets, in the middle of basically nowhere,
Absolutely.
and just existing is, and we get, yesterday I was looking at the sky, and we have this beautiful blue sky. And yeah, anyway, every day I have to remind myself too, just existing is enough.
Absolutely. Very true, Mridulaji. You have got all the wisdom. You have shared your life's wisdom with us that we just need to be. And when we just be, then automatically we allow ourselves to flow through us, whatever needs to be done through us. It will all come naturally when we open ourselves and when we allow ourselves to be an instrument of doing whatever needs to be done through us. Yes, Mridulaji. Thank you.
Yes, Ruchi. Yeah, lots of love to you. I hope we see you again with another
Oh,
story, another book.
thank you so much, Mridulaji. Love you too.
Thank you.
Lakshmiji. Yes, Lakshmiji. Would you like to share something? Would love to hear your experiences as well. Okay. Not a problem. So, Masters, thank you so much. And with this message that dying to be me teaches us that be kind to yourself, love yourself unconditionally, embrace your uniqueness, and most significant of all, be you. With this, I close this session. Thank you so much.